while that song was playing, I managed to add to my piece of artwork and added some nice pictures.
Oh, that's actually really beautiful.
Ignored me the whole time.
Yeah, I just made you enjoy the dubstep, which wasn't really dubstep, more like glitch step.
Some people like to call it bro step.
A bro step.
Glitch sounds right though, like a glitch in the system. It still sounds what it's like.
But it's not because it's like a glitch in the system, because it sounds like glitch music, you know? Like that.
Glitch music?
It's like that. I don't know. It's like don't ask me the question. I just should give you some examples.
All right.
Like glitch hip hop, like that real head music these days, you know?
So it has nothing to do with the glitch in the system and repeating something that sounds like it's faulty.
I think it did. I think because a glitch kind of is like the sounds that's kind of going.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of.
That's what I was thinking. Thanks for.
I know what you meant. But,
that.
I was trying to stand up for the music guys. And be
I
like,
wasn't criticising it.
But you know, I wasn't saying.
Should we talk words with Lily?
I mean, we could. We could talk words.
I brought this in because...
Did you? What is this?
Yeah, this is one of my favourite books at the moment, and it was introduced to me by a friend at work who is, in fact, a poet. She's come from the States, and she works at Unity Books. So if you come into Unity Auckland and you want to buy some poetry, look for Heidi Tenenbaum.
And where might we find Unity Books?
Oh, 19 High Street.
High Street?
High Street.
High Street.
Centre of town.
Shopping
Hey, actually,
Come
I
in.
came into your shop on Saturday.
Did you?
I bought a book.
That's unlike you.
No, it's not unlike you a little bit, but I bought a cooking book
Wow.
with Mexican cooking recipes in it for
Nice.
a birthday present.
Good for birthday presents books, because they're books for all people.
Everybody loves books.
They do.
Great birthday presents. Anyway, carry on.
Love this book too. So this is McSweeney's, because I'm obviously completely obsessed with McSweeney's publishing
lady.
house. But what they've done is they've put together a collection of poetry, and usually an anthology is chosen by a curator, and usually it's quite like either political or it has one main thrust. So it's either like old poets or contemporary poets or dead or death or indigenous,
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's really kind of focused. And in that way you can often you just kind of get what you're given. You know, like there's, and you can kind of get a little bit tired of it. You know,
But I'm sensing this one was not like that.
No.
I see
Well
what you
done.
did there.
You're really
built
present.
you really built it up there, and you're saying. And
So
now,
what they did was the curators who were involved in this, they originally picked 10 poets. So that was the only, you know, like direct influence they had over it. So they picked 10 contemporary poets from America. Oh, not even from America, sorry, just 10 contemporary
from the
poets.
globe.
Hi. And a poem of theirs. So them and a poem of theirs. And then what they did was they told that poet, and they asked that poet to choose another poet whose work they really liked. And that poet then chose a work of their own and a work of somebody else's. So you get poets picking poets, which is the title of the book.
Right.
So in that way, and they come in sequence of 5. So you'll have a sequence of 5 and then 5. And so overall you get 100 poems, and they're all contemporary because you obviously have to be alive to have the conversation.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but it's really fascinating because the poets take you on this kind of journey that maybe you wouldn't have been able to, or you wouldn't have known how to do. So a poet, and it's really interesting, it's like musicians, you know, when you read a bio about a musician and you find out who their influences were, and suddenly they kind of make a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
And you can get inside them in a way that maybe you couldn't before, or you appreciate listening to them in a way you never heard. And it's the same with these poets. And often if you're like the beginning poem, then you'll really like that sequence. If you're not so into that beginning poem, then you can find that their influences don't appeal to you as much, but they're really well-known poets mixed with completely unheard of poets. And it's, I think it's a really, really accessible way for someone who's not used to reading poetry to get into it.
It's a great idea, really. McSweeney's do some wonderful things.
They do.
Great stuff, you know?
Great
I love
stuff.
the McSweeney's house.
So it's kind of like a big, gigantic listening party. I mean, if you took the theory and applied it to music, you'd have a band playing one of their songs and saying, this is my favourite band, they're my next, and then they come on stage and play a song of theirs and then introduce the next band.
Yeah, which would be great, right?
Wouldn't that be a fantastic way to do
Really
it?
interesting.
I think we're onto something here. We should do that.
I think McSweeney's were onto something
Yeah.
quietly, but yeah.
Are there any limericks in this book?
No, there are no limericks. But because they're all contemporary as well, so it's you know, a lot of people, if you go to poetry, you go to the classics because that's just kind of what you're used to.
Stuck on the paper. Nice.
Connor,
Yeah,
would you be
nice
able to read
paper.
me an excerpt?
Back on the porch, a breeze lolls.
A breeze lolls? Oh, lolling around.
Yep. Yard to yard. Pine whisperer. Thin branches only. A morning dove emerges. Far off, the way a train sounds, the way a dog barks at night, at nobody. The way phones ring over and over when you almost want to answer. When it's not your phone, but you can hear it.
Even reading it that sarcastically, I still enjoyed that.
That was serious. That was how poetry should be read.
So not everyone can read poems, but that was good. You did a good job.
Thank you. I did it, so I only screwed up once, but so I didn't screw it up, and it was easy.
I really enjoyed reading this book, so it has my seal of approval. And if you're looking for poetry, or you're looking for a present for someone who likes poetry, then this is definitely the way to go.
Poets Picking Poets. There you go. The McSweeney's Book of. You can pick it up from Unity Books in Auckland City, High Street number 19, or Unity Books Wellington, somewhere in Wellington.
57 Willis Street.
By the way, if you've never been to Unity Books, I don't go there anywhere near enough as I should, but every time I walk in, I feel good. It's a place where there's just books on books on books, and it's not like it's all books about one subject. You guys, it's an incredible collection of incredibly good-looking books.
Thank you.
I really like Unity Books.
Well, there's a recommendation and a half.
Do you know when's the best time to read a book? Besides from all the time?
No.
When it's raining.
Like now.
Like right now.
Oh, I totally agree. Hey, and on the subject of books, can I say hello to some people that I met this morning? I went to primary school this morning because I'm a Duffy Books ambassador. So Kelvin Road School. Don't know if any of you will be watching, but I really enjoyed coming out and talking to you about reading books.
What did you tell them?
I told them all about how much I love books. When I was a kid, my brother and my parents used to read to me every night, but then my brother took on the role of reading to me, and he used to read out all the different character voices and different accents and stuff, and that made me really appreciate acting. I think that's why maybe I went down the path of acting and you know.
So it's really because of books that you do what you do.
And I told them, because these are young fellas, I told them that Sonny Bill Williams has got big muscles, right? Well, your imagination is a muscle.
Whoa.
And you know how you work out your muscles of imagination? By reading books. He pumps muscle, pumps iron, you read books. That's what I said.
Nice.
Really great.
But everything has to be couched on a rugby reference to be relevant.
You just
How
try
can I
to...
make this get to you? Let's associate it with rugby.
Yeah, I like that. Lily, thank you for coming in. It's been a pleasure as always. And don't forget to send in your kind words to ulive@tvnz.co.nz, and we will then put them on to some postcards, and then we're going to have a big party, and it's going to be awesome, and then we're going to send you back some postcards.
You don't just have to send us compliments about us, by the way. I mean, that's cool, but just send us something nice that someone would like to receive on a postcard.
And make sure you include your address, so then we can then send you back a wonderful postcard if you are in the top.
Deemed worthy.
Yeah, if you've got the words, if you've got the skills of life in way of putting words next to other words, and making them sound awesome.
Glad you're not entering this competition.
I should, because I got. Oh man, have we talked before? Have you heard the words and the magic that comes out of my mouth sometimes?
Weather report 6:47. The sun is out in Auckland City.
I know, but it was
rainbows. Rainbows.
Rainbows. Lily, thank you for the 4th and 17th time. I can't see any songs, so I'm going to throw to a break. Then we return, more tunes, wrapping up of polls and good times and postcards. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.